following moments may contain explicit language.
It starts with a quarter, a phenomenon that had to happen when the TV set married the computer.
We're in the arcades.
An old favorite is back.
We've played every game until we're bored of it.
In arcades across America, pinball is bouncing back.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 16 of Modern Man in Search of High Scores. And it is 2026, a new year with some new pinball on the way. We'll get into some of that and our thoughts on what the new year may bring and other post-New Year's fun. But you're listening to the dulcet tones of Lawrence Adams alongside the baritone vibrato of Dean Robley. And we are coming to you for the first time from the Midlife Arcade. We finally got you over here, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm psyching. I feel like I'm under like some sick constellations just looking at all the lights up here, dude. You created quite the space. It's beautiful,
tried.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I really tried. I wanted my own Shangri-La, right?
Yeah.
Like a place where when the world gets me down and there's nowhere else to go, like I just am happy here.
Yes,
right?
yeah. And I'm happy now too.
I'm stoked you're here,
stoked
man.
I'm here.
It's been a long time coming.
Heck yeah. So is it really 16? We passed the...
We are on episode 16.
We passed the quinceañera. We're on 16.
Right, exactly. A buddy of mine reached out and he had some research paper where he said that it's that most podcasts don't make it past episode 5. So like 90% of podcasts or something like that.
Nice, dude.
So we're charging along.
Yeah,
man.
that's because they're trying too hard.
They're trying too hard.
We do it for the right reasons.
Exactly. You gotta.
And by the way, it's not for you folks.
Right. On today's program, we are taking you back to school. That's right, we're talking pinball techniques, what they are, how to learn them, why they're useful, when they're useful, and what machines you can best use to learn them on. But first, it's arcade and pinball news. So first up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about this. I got a badge from Stern.
Yeah.
I had a high score that y'all could have gone after. It was over 2 billion on James Bond. And I gotta say, I feel vindicated.
My gosh, Harry, it's the most wonderful feeling in the world.
Like I actually have, I've put my stamp on the world, and if that was all I ever dreamed of, then I probably would retire. But I'm curious out there for our listeners if anyone actually went and got the badge. I could check the big list and see of all the people that got it, but there were some people that were getting it. You know, the score I got actually wasn't too super high. Like I had a higher score, like almost right after I got my high score down Bond, that 3.95 billion.
Yeah.
I actually submitted that one too, and they didn't use it. And I think maybe they were just like, no one's going to get that, so we're not going to put it out there.
Yeah. Like, let's just double check your notes here.
Right. But the 2 billion one they put up, I think it's a reasonable thing to try. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm just mentioning it because I'm proud of it. The other thing that I wanted to actually bring up though was I posted on Facebook, and the reactions from some people were absolutely crazy to me. There was one guy in particular that I was talking with who said that any score, like a billion or higher, is just pure luck.
Wait a minute.
Because that's what pinball is. I know. I couldn't believe it.
Pump the brakes there.
People who are listening to this podcast
I wonder if he has a billion
in
his pocket of himself.
Dude.
Sometimes you wonder.
Pinball is a game of skill. It is not a game
proven
of luck.
in court.
It's been proven in court. It's in the record books. It just amazes me that is still a mentality that's out there, right?
Yeah.
And it's out there enough that someone would take the opportunity to try and shit on the badge I won by saying you were just lucky.
That's cool.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I didn't argue with him or anything because arguing with people on the internet is like the stupidest thing you can ever do. But
unless you're trying to have fun doing it.
Right. Exactly. I just don't have the energy to be a troll.
Yeah, who's got energy? But so, dude, I'm looking at your games right now. These are beautiful games, by the way.
I
forget how amazing the side art is, dude. It's
I know.
Sometimes you get so bummed in an arcade situation where the games are so tight you don't get to appreciate the
all you
side
see is
art.
the front. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm kind of miss the side art.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
dang.
They're gorgeous, man. Yeah. Especially like so. I was always when Dr. No came out, a lot of people were bitching that it was too yellow and it didn't and I was like. Which is funny because my first reaction to it was that looks like the dopest game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Huge fan of the yellow. Also, it is my favorite Bond movie. But the side with all the women on the one side, on the other side, you got all the movie posters.
Yeah.
I just think it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then I
loving
put
the art blades too that you got.
Yeah.
Those, what was it you saying? The original sketches from the screenplay?
Yeah, the art blades are the
Yeah.
like sketches for the sets
Oh,
for
man.
the movies, and it's really, really cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I put Ghostbusters on this side. It's the reason Ghostbusters isn't there
Yeah.
is because I wanted to see the side art on it.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ecto one on the side, that Zombie Yeti artwork, man, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. The side art
Yeah.
is gorgeous. But thank you. I take a lot of pride in my pins. I work on them really hard.
Yeah. Well done.
Yep. Let's see here. I want to take it. Also, talking about Facebook, I want to take another moment about when I made some comments online that got a little out of hand. Not my comments, but the reaction to them. I made a comment online that I think the people that own Godzilla are crazy because they just always, whenever a game becomes first on the top 100, Godzilla immediately
Oh, that's
just
my
rockets
nightmare.
back up to the
Yeah,
top.
I
right?
hate it
So
when it's like that.
what happened was the people were talking. They didn't understand either they didn't understand what my point was, or they're delusional. That's the only way I can say it, folks. Because the thing is, like, Jaws got to be number one.
Yeah.
And whether or not you think that's supposed to be, it just did, right? And
Yeah.
the thing was, the gap was not small. It was almost by a full point, right, in the metrics.
Yeah.
So when people were saying, like, well, no, the reason Godzilla got up is because it's just a good game. And so I'm like, no, dude, that's not how math works. Like, by a full point, a bunch of people had to either create, like, fake accounts or, like, I don't know. I mean, how do you, like, there's no explanation
Russia
for that.
did it.
It probably, dude, it's not like, my point is, it's not like the computers on Pinside, like, take time to retabulate everything and show it to you. All that stuff is instantaneous. So it's like the moment Jaws got to number one, there are some insane people out there that went and changed Godzilla to number one. And I hate to break it to you guys, but even if Godzilla sits at number one forever, and I don't really care, the top 100 is the top 100, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
I prefer it when the games aren't on there.
Right. But if it sits at first place forever, it's still not going to increase the value of the used Godzilla you're trying to sell because Stern has made so freaking many of them. It doesn't matter at this point.
Allegedly, the numbers aren't out there.
I'm picking
No,
nits. Yeah. I'm picking nits, and it's kind of ridiculous because the top 100 is ridiculous. But to me, it was like the fact that people would take the time to do that. That's more nuts.
That's passion, baby.
Yeah, I guess so.
Pure passion.
Next up-
We love you guys for it.
We do, actually. We do. It gives us something to talk about and laugh about. Next up is Jack Danger's next pin. I don't know if you've seen this. He has been putting screenshots online of a pin he is in the process of building.
Okay.
And the rumor is that the theme is going to be Tank Girl.
No way.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Dude, that's right up his alley. He
it's-
seems like that kind of aesthetic. sort
Mine
of dude.
too. I loved the Tank Girl comics. The
Dude.
movie I actually like. A lot of people, it's a.
I watched it the
cult
other day,
classic.
actually.
Did you really?
Yeah. I don't know
great-
how I even came. I was like, oh yeah, I'll take Robin. So down in a minute. It's good, dude.
It's a great movie.
I love it.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But that's not confirmed. It's just people are just. I think first off, it's through the grapevine, the pinball game of telephone that never ends, and also just the layout. There's a tank in the layout. There's other stuff. People are wondering about why he's doing this. Like, I know he's head of media, and he's not really supposed to be making production machines anymore. There is kind of a rumor going around that maybe this will be like a super limited, where it's like maybe they make 300 of them and sell them and try and sell them for a ton of money.
I can answer this one.
Huh.
So there's a thing about being an artist, right? It's called compulsion.
Yep.
You have no control. You need to. If you're not creating, if you're not doing this kind of thing, you feel you can't not. You
Yep.
must. You have to. That's
why I'm sitting here doing this podcast.
Yeah,
because I can't stop the compulsion.
Yeah.
To
So
entertain.
If he's creating and he's doing it, it's because he can't not. So keep on doing it, dude. You're scratching the itch and you're keeping that muse happy.
Yeah, I would check it out too if you have a chance online. The process he's showing you about how you step by step.
The mini mechs. I saw the mini mechs where he's like create the one mech and then just rope that thing for a long time. You're like, dude, that's how it is. Don't make a whole whitewood. Just make that right there.
Yeah.
And then you make another sick mech that you like this mech. And then you start like interlacing all your mechs together. And you're like, okay, now I can work on the geometry in a more holistic fashion,
Absolutely.
Not that I'm going to do that, but I'm definitely going to do that. Thanks,
was the
Jack
name
Danger. I
of-
appreciate you out there.
What was the
putting the
name of the
methodology.
Yeah.
I love it when people are a little more like forthwith with their process. So like in pottery where I come from, a lot of people do that. You can go on Instagram and people will just show you like how they do it. And you're like, dude, I show you how I do it because I hope that you try to do it that way. Or like, if you can do it a different way, show me how you do it. And it's like, we all learn together. As opposed to like, what was it back in the day? Glass blowing in Venice, right? It was like top secret. Like, you can't know how to do that. And I'm all for gatekeeping, but also it's super sick when you just blow the gates over and let everyone know how to do it. And if they want to and they're down with it, go for it. So yeah, shout out Jack Danger.
No, it's really dope to see the process he's doing, like literally like step by step. Like he had some sketches of the playfield and stuff, and then he was drawing arrows to show you like the shots and layout, like what the intentional thing is. Then he built it in 3D and has like videos showing you like the
like a 3D rendering.
Yeah,
like a SolidWorks or
it's either SolidWorks,
Fusion 360 or something.
Yeah, or it's just visual pinball. I think it's actually what it is, because I know he works in visual pinball a lot because you can actually flip the game in that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Visual pinball is a really great project. It's got community-led, community-supported, totally free and open source. A great way to try and build a machine. Yeah. It reminds me of a when you're talking about building mechs, right? And build enough of them, and then you end up with a game around them.
Yeah.
I think it was Eugene Jarvis that said, like, he saw, I believe it was when they were making Smash TV. And they like built the first boss, and when they did the animation of the boss dying and put blood spraying everywhere and stuff like that, I think it was Eugene Jarvis that looked at it and said, there you go, you've got one really great cool thing, right? Cool. Now you need 100 more of those, because that's a game.
Yeah.
And like I think about like when you're talking about like going mechs and then working backwards is great, because then you're like, okay, I got one cool thing, two cool things, three cool things.
Yeah, and
now
then you're like,
a game,
yeah,
right? Like,
and then you can cherry pick, maybe you come up with 10 cool things, like I'm just going to put like 5 of them in this game and then save those for other opportunities, because you're gonna have a million more titles. Like, well,
especially in pinball, right? Like, a really great pinball machine only needs 2 or 3.
It gets crowded quick, you guys. Like, there's not that many like cubic inches in that space.
Exactly.
That's why, like, for me, I want to make all my games wide body. I'm just like, I want more freaking landscape.
You can see why they did it.
Real estate, dude. Real estate's pricey over here in Santa Cruz.
Location.
Yeah, I know, but that's funny because that reminds me, like, I had a father-son kind of this duo come in the other day to 9 3/4, and they were talking about like, oh yeah, we want to build a pinball machine, all this kind of stuff, and they had purchased one of those little stem kit pinball little thing, and they had so much fun doing it together, and so they wanted to come play some games and kind of see it. And I was like, dude, check it out, it's like, dig in. But then he's like, yeah, we're buying all this wood and stuff. And I was like, well, have you tried making one out of cardboard yet? Right. It's like, it's real cool just to make some like protos out of cardboard, or some free pile random stuff.
Yeah.
And just test it out and see how it works. You don't have to like just straight go for the gold and make it out of some like high-end material right at the gate.
Conceptualization, right?
Yeah.
Like
pizza boxes, dude.
Yeah. You can do it with almost anything.
Yeah.
Next up, American Pinball has a new owner. Did you hear about this?
Oh no!
So
it's not Mattel.
No.
I always thought it was Mattel or something funny. Like,
no, they had a corporate overlord. I can't remember right now for some reason.
Shout out corporate overlords, dude. Talk about scratching that itch, dude. I wish we had the board of trustees or the people who like own the space, and they're just like, we don't care how much it costs. We want this.
Yeah. Well, so here's the cool thing. There was a really fantastic interview on Flippin' Out Pinball podcast. Shout out to Greg Bone and Ken Cromwell. They spoke with the new owner, J. Brian Vincent, and he is the owner of J.B. Vincent LP, which sounds very official, but it turns out
sounds
that's
East Coast.
It sounds like it turns out that that's just him, his wife, and his kids.
Dude, legend.
Yeah, the dude.
So sick.
I listened to this interview and I was like, first I thought, okay, here we go again, more pinball turnover, more crap and stuff. But listening to this guy talk, I was actually floored. So he's a pinhead, right?
Yeah.
And he made his initial wealth with a business building LEDs. And he was very successful doing that, apparently.
Wow.
I never thought I'd say this, but there are some great ideas coming out of American Pinball. And with him at the helm, I'm pretty excited. He was talking about customer service first, right? Like making sure you're there and making sure you're able to help and making sure that you are honest with people and making sure that everything gets done correctly. It's just great to hear someone say that, even though talk is cheap sometimes. He also talked about finishing the code on old projects, which that's dope.
That's
right?
pretty
to come
rad,
in and be
dude.
like, yeah, we're not going to necessarily build more of them, but like if you bought one, we owe you the like That's what we owe you.
So sick.
Yeah.
Because that's such an aspect of games that could be appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because it changes it very much. So like I was just playing the Dr. No with you here.
Right. Yeah.
And I haven't played that game in a little bit. You know, we don't have one on site at our space. And like here, I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah, there's a
this
lot of
game
that.
is sick,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. And then he was also talking about this. This was the kind of cool thing to me. His business model, he was talking about offering pinball machines with options. So sort of like a car with being able to get a different paint job, or he's talking about like you can select maybe an alternate art package.
Like a DIY package?
Yeah, or like you could have add-ons like a tiered system, I would assume. Something like, what kind of powder coat do you want? What kind of art do you want on it? Like if you don't like the original art, let's give you a secondary art package you can choose from. Right?
Yeah.
Like so like and on down
Wait,
the
who
line.
did that before? Didn't someone do that? Didn't Mars do that? Mars Attacks or Mars
Attack from Mars had a couple different options, but that was because it was just the powder coat.
Oh, okay, it was just the color.
Because they showed, the green everyone hated, and then
Yeah.
so they offered, and then it turned out everyone ended up loving the green in person, so no one really took advantage of the fact that you could change the color.
But is this gonna be more along the like build your own Nikes or like build a bear kind of thing,
Similar
where
to
you're
that.
like, I want those laces with like the rubber gum and like the white leather or something like that?
Exactly. That
that's
sounds exactly like what he's
awesome.
talking
So
about.
it's like made to order,
It
kind of custy.
Cool. It could be pretty cool. I really like that idea.
Yeah,
where you're
which
like
is
able to
kind of what
customize.
pinball becomes like when it's at an arcade or a space. It's like you have to look at who's operating them and be like, that's an arena in and of itself, right? Which makes it so fun and unique. That's why you have to like go and like play against people who are in house and be like challenge you for like $10. You're like, shit, dude, they might know this game a lot better than I do.
Right. Yep. Exactly. But I don't know. I'm excited to hear that American Pinball's moving forward, man. Like the fact that it was dead. They were dead on the vine, and he stepped in. He has experience in manufacturing. He is a pinhead like us, and he just wants to start building cool stuff. And he was actually saying that,
And his wife and his kid are in on it.
Yeah, they're all in on it. I
Through
guess
their name.
but he was but he was saying though that, like they are kind of planning on having a
That's
game
sick,
out
dude.
Like Q4
Cool.
this year, I think.
That makes me happy because honestly, my Houdini, right?
thing is a tank.
And dude, I'm like, this is probably one of the better made games here.
No, flat out.
You know,
Flat
like the
out,
quality of it.
Absolutely.
Like I think like the quality of the Chicago gaming company, like the Pulp Fiction, dude, it came to us completely not working.
Right.
But like I was okay with that because then once I like notched the play field out a 16th of an inch and like gave the tolerances that needed to be there.
Sure.
Now the game's amazing, you know. So it's like that. That's the sickest thing ever.
Yeah.
But like the American Pinball, dude, that thing just came bulletproof, except for the Houdini mech that came unwelded. But I just threw a little bit of a bigger weld on that thing. Now it's bulletproof. You know?
Well, and also like large mechs like that in a public arena,
straight
like,
blasting on metal. Like
it's not uncommon for welds to break.
Talk about putting, especially like a vibration like that.
Yeah.
Talk about putting like anything to test, dude.
Yeah.
Material sciences. Yeah, if any material scientists out there like Yale, Harvard, USC, you want to come like chat with us about putting some weird materials in a thing, we'll put them to the test.
The thing about Houdini though is too, I mean, haters are gonna hate, but Houdini is just one of the better games. Period. Like it just not only build quality, but like the game is freaking fun. Like
yeah, it is fun, and
some of
it
the
grew
best
on
some
me.
magnets.
It grew on
too.
me, dude.
Me too.
Yeah,
I wasn't super high on it when I first played it, but once you get into it and like you find the shots and you actually start doing the modes and stuff, like that's a keeper, man. That's a bolted to the floor keeper.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful game.
It absolutely is.
And that's the way the news goes.
All right. Everybody who gets really into pinball eventually learns all the techniques to some degree. But we're going to go through all of the pinball moves we could think of and talk about what they are, how easy they are to learn, what machines may be best to learn them on, and how useful they are overall. And we're just going to do this as a discussion, guys, because that's the way we roll. The first one, this is going to be very basic, right?
Yeah.
So the first one is just cradling.
Yeah, cradle up.
When you watch someone who's brand new to pinball, they do not cradle.
Yeah.
Like they don't even think to cradle.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They flip defensively.
Yeah.
They flip offensively.
Yeah.
And there's just no, like, they don't even think about slowing the ball down enough to stop it.
Yeah.
Right? So this is basic. There's really not much to say about this, but cradling is like your lifeline in a game.
Yeah. So it's very anti-human to cradle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is America. we play baseball. We like to just whap shit. We like to get high, so we like to like play fast and get the rush of adrenaline, right? Yep. And so when you're telling me that not to just smack through the ball and not to just like have fun and play fast, you're like, what? Yep. So people get like, well, I like to just go hard. Well, yeah, but do you want to get better?
Right.
Like,
Do you want to get better? Exactly.
So then stopping it, slowing it, reducing the randomness because there's so much chaos. It's like an analogy for just our planet in general. It's like how, like, sometimes you just got to like give the entire planet a virus and slow it down.
Right.
And cradle up, dude.
Cradle up. Just cradle up.
Slow it down a little bit and just change your trajectory. Choose your trajectory with intention.
Yep.
And then try to hit that shot. But then when you realize you can't hit that shot because you just suck at aiming.
Yeah, that's the next step.
That's the next step.
But cradling, and this one we don't really need to go too deep on which games are good to learn it on. But I will say, once there are a lot, especially more modern games where there's a lot of return feeds to the in lanes.
Yep.
You can cradle pretty easily on those games. If you really want to learn like the value of cradling, play a game where cradling is almost impossible. So like. Oof. I'll actually list the two I have here: Ghostbusters and James Bond.
Yeah,
like James Bond, there's no clean feed to the left in lane. So when you get, it's like control and cradling is super hard on that game because it's pure chaos.
Yeah,
and Ghostbusters is all metal in lanes, so like the ball's flying when it's moving down that thing. But we'll get into how to cradle in those circumstances later. But
for me, I think the Gottlieb, what we have, Bad Girls, that can be a really difficult one to cradle because the short flips,
absolutely.
So it's like you come and all of a sudden you're just like, it's gonna go over, like and then I don't know what that is where you flip the opposite to try to get it to slow down as it's going uphill.
I actually don't have that in here, but that's just a technique. You're right. Where it's a more modern technique, but it just creates some extra
it's like vibration in the game and it like slows it going uphill. For me, the easiest to cradle on, again, this is very much just me, is the Pulp Fiction that we have, dude. For some reason, and it has super bands, so maybe the super bands have something to do, where you just, when you're cradling on that thing, it's just like, dude, you can just stop it, and it's dead stopped. And I think a game with a good sponginess, or like long, like I guess most flippers aren't that long, but yeah. But that it's not coming in the in lane super duper fast.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out cradling.
Yep. It's a
slow your roll, folks.
Now, no. Next is the one that it's on everyone's mind and everyone's list because it's an easy technique. And once you learn it, you start to feel like a pinball god, and that is the dead flip or the dead bounce. So for those who don't know, this is where instead of flipping, you leave the flippers down, do not push a button. And when the ball comes down, it will bounce off of that one flipper and then over to the other side. Now, this bounce can be somewhat unpredictable. However, the patience that you have for that, I got to pause this and we're going to have to... All right, where were we?
We're at the mid podcast check.
Yep.
Midlife Arcade here. We're taking the mid podcast.
Talking about the dead flip. So...
Oh yeah, dead flips, dude. Fuck. You feel like you have balls of steel, bro.
I know.
When someone who doesn't know and they watch you do that, you're like, oh my god. You're like, yeah, that's how good I am.
just last league, I was playing Pulp Fiction and Morgan was there, right? And Morgan is a very quick flow player.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of patience for waiting for the ball. Then that's not a knock against him, folks. He actually is in the
He's
top.
He's a goddamn god.
He is.
Of gophers.
But we were playing Pulp Fiction, and I had the ball coming very much near straight down the middle, but I knew it was going to hit the tip of the left flipper.
Yeah.
And so I just waited for it, and I got it, and I got control. And afterwards, he told me when he saw that, he was like, I would never have had the patience.
I know, he was like, he wanted to flip for you.
Yeah.
He was like, what are you doing?
He was nerve-wracked to the point where he just wanted to jump in and grab it. It was really funny because I was like, I use the dead flip a lot.
I'm so bad at it.
Yeah. I have so much patience, I feel like it's one of the things that I do have.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the situation,
Sure.
Like I really do like to just play for fun and just see if I can hit it off the fly, just pushing myself, I also like to get completely out of my mind and try to see if I could still do it.
Sure.
Shout out Ketamine Olympics. But dude, it's kind of gnarly. Like dead flipping is I think that's what separates the men from the boys.
I would agree with you on that one. I think that is like the first real pinball skill you learn
Yeah.
that is something that like takes it from being, again, what most people, like
Yeah.
some of the people online saying it's all luck. It's when you first realize that like the goal of the game is not to hit everything on the playfield.
Yeah.
The goal of the game is to get control of the ball.
Yeah.
And that's when you shift from being just a casual player to start being like, okay, I'm going to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
And so it's an incredibly important skill.
Yeah.
You can practice it on any machine.
Yeah.
It's literally just having the patience and doing it enough times to know on a particular machine.
Yeah.
If the ball hits, X, Y, or Z in the like location of the flipper,
Yeah.
where is it going to bounce to? Because some games, like I'll give you like Shadow for instance, if I dead bounce and the ball is closer to the sort of crotch, the joint of the flipper,
Yeah.
it'll bounce
dude.
up high enough to hit the sling, and then
Yeah,
you're
which
screwed.
is really.
Yeah, you don't want
It's
that.
really. Yeah.
So you got it's
Totally.
but at the same time though, half the time if I was gonna on games where live catching is very difficult or the ball is too close to the tip of the flipper to do a live catch safely,
Yeah.
it's an incredibly useful skill.
Yeah.
And I think it's like you said, it separates the novices from the at least intermediates.
Yeah, for me too, what I find with the dead flip, like what really helped me kind of cultivate that is, well, one, find yourself an arcade that's free play.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Straight up, you don't want to be dead flip practicing when you're just shoveling dollars down the throat of that thing.
Absolutely.
Find yourself a free play arcade. Shout out 9 3/4. You know.
Yeah, folks,
Shout
what
out,
are you doing? Go
shout
ahead.
out Lynn's Arcade. You know, that my first experience with free play. But then you're less afraid to just like let the ball do what it will.
Yeah.
Right. So, and what I often tell people is come and play with one hand. Pick a left hand, pick a right hand, put one
100%.
behind your back.
Yeah.
And just you have to press the left flipper and the right flipper with your one hand, and the time that it takes for you to move your hand from the right to the left, you're watching the ball.
It'll get you good.
And dude, you get away with so much more than you ever would have ever thought. you know?
Absolutely.
And so I find that really is an awesome way to get people to start visualizing and watching the ball come from where it's coming. You watch the feeds way more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because you're like, where's it gonna go?
Yep.
I have to watch the ball.
Yep.
You know, I have one hand to use, and so that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely helpful because, like I said, it's all about control. And when you start doing that, and you learn the predictable nature of the ball coming out of certain shots back to the flipper, and how hard, how fast, or how far it's going to bounce.
Yes.
You can you get a sense of that, and like
Yeah.
you said, find a free play arcade. And literally, it's not going to take you months. Spend an afternoon, and you'll learn the value of the dead flip and become a little bit of a master at it.
And then now, as an owner operator, I just really love it when people don't flip the coils, dude.
You're right, exactly. it's one less
Please
thing.
just stop flipping the flippers. Those things burn out eventually, dudes.
It's just one less step closer to a flipper rebuild.
Because
that you have
there's
to do.
nothing that hurts me the worst than that I see like a little kid and there's a whap, 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 whap,
Oh,
whap,
man.
whap, 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 whap. I'm
I
like,
know.
oh man, I get it. You're having fun, bud. But
Yeah, I know. It's rough.
shout out little kids. We love you too.
So going from what's probably the easiest, although still a challenge, but the easiest thing to learn, to probably what I would consider the hardest thing to learn, which is the live catch.
Oh, what about ski pass?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
But I wanted to kind of bookend this with something go easy to hard.
Oh, sicky. Yeah, okay.
So
we're on
the live catch, for those who don't know, is when the ball is coming to the flipper, you raise the flipper at the exact right moment so that the momentum of the ball and the momentum of the flipper cancel out, and the ball just stops and sticks on the flipper when you shot it. Live catches are, in my opinion, the hardest skill to learn in pinball to do well. They are unique to different games in how well they work. They're unique to different rubber styles and types. They're unique to, like, in other words, super bands are different than rubber. White rubber is different
Titans,
than
yeah, right.
black
Good luck.
rubber. Timing is always a thing. I will tell you, I am actually proud to say that I am damn good at live catches. And
Ooh, yeah.
there's only one reason, and it's Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, if you guys want to learn how to live catch, find a free play arcade with Ghostbusters and, spend the better part of a weekend learning to do it. Some games just do not let you gain control of the ball.
Yeah.
And a live catch is the only way to do it.
You know, another one is Cactus Canyon. Cactus Canyon, because it feeds
Yes.
out left and right.
100%.
And they always whap. And then
Yep.
if you can get that whap right quick, dude, And you can do that on that game?
100%.
Dude, that's another one that's like live catch.
It's a great one.
I've talked about like feeling good about yourself.
Dude,
when you got just a straight whap to stop and you're just looking at the person in the eyes with one hand off the game.
Dude.
They were like, what did you just do? Like, check it.
I've done it now because of my being punished by Ghostbusters for so long. I'm telling you, even though I've done it 5,000 times, every live catch makes you feel like a god. Dude, just like look at that
straight
shit.
dead stop too.
Right. You're like, look at that shit.
Yeah.
I just stopped the ball.
Yeah.
Like it's
I shout out all my years of hacky sack in high school. A little bit of soccer, club play, when you got control over a ball, it just feels good in your life.
No, it absolutely does. But again, folks, I am telling you, like this, I will say it again. In my opinion, the most difficult skill to learn in pinball. It is one of those things where it's going to take you some time. Maybe don't start with it. Let's, start with the other things on the list. But once you master live catching, you are really off to the races then.
You're cooking with gas.
The ball is your bitch at that point.
Yeah.
Next, we're actually going to cover the drop catch, which is a skill I'm actually not that great at.
Wait, what's the difference? Okay, no, I don't even know. We're in unfiltered water here.
So in a drop catch, when the ball, you have you either, there's two ways to do it kind of, but really what you're doing is the flipper is up.
Yeah.
The ball hits it, but the moment the ball hits it, you drop the flipper.
That's kind of how I live catch.
And what will happen is the ball will...
Oh, if it goes up the inlane a little bit?
And you can then cradle because it'll essentially hit the post there.
Gosh, you got to... unless it's coming in hot and it just rolls itself right up and over.
It can be very unpredictable. That's why I'm not... I just think that's because I'm not good at it. I got to practice it more.
Yeah.
But the people... I have seen very good pinball players, people that can beat me all day long, do a lot of drop catching.
Yeah, you just hold the flipper up and the ball comes down,
right?
Stink, and you're like, all right, cool. And then you kind of
you drop it like
get
the
ready.
Moment, it's like right, like that. So it's and I was doing that for Dean with sign language. You guys can't see it, but you know what? I will
shout out sign language.
Here's the thing: there is actually a series of videos that are. I think the guy is in Germany. I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name, but I am going to give you a huge shout out in our text and post a link that shows you all of these done perfectly and explains how to do them a bit. But
good German leagues out there. I've been watching them on Twitch, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out Europe for just holding it down, even though it's hard to get games out there.
Oh man, they
I'm excited for the world of pinball once the Olympics comes around, dude, and people start trying to bridge esports, dude.
I do wonder.
I think Europe's gonna make a run for it.
They might.
The German engineering and pinball. Jeez.
Okay, so I looked it up while we were talking. Yeah, exactly. I looked it up while we were talking, and there are pinball skills videos on the Abe Flips channel on YouTube. Go check those out if you're listening to this and you actually want to learn some stuff.
Abe Flips. I'm gonna have to check this out myself.
Yeah. It's just, because when I was researching this for the show, I went and just was like, okay, what are all the techniques? Because I can list some of them, but just trying to remember them all. I was like, so I looked it up I was looking it up, and I got this series of videos, and I was just started watching them, and I'm like, he does a really damn good job explaining what they are and showing you when they're useful, and use it. But this is more of a discussion from two guys that play. That's a video on here's how it works. So maybe go check those out.
Yeah. We're gonna what do you call that? We have someone else that does that work. Outsource.
Yeah, we're going to outsource.
We're going to outsource it to Mr. Abe. Thank you, Abe, for handling that one for us. We're going to move on with our podcast now.
The next one here is the post pass. The post passing, folks, is not possible on every game, and modern designers have gotten very good at making it so one side is post passable, but the other one isn't.
X-Men, right? Dude, yep. X-Men is it's hard.
Well, X-Men's a little bit on the nose, but Elwin does a great job of this, though. In Jaws, you can post-pass from the left to the right, but on the right, you can't post-pass back. On Godzilla, I think it's the same. No, Godzilla, you can post-pass on both, I think. But, I just know Elwin does that a lot of the times. And I see it a lot more in other designs, too, where it's not perfectly symmetrical, so you can't. But just to go back to explaining what it is, folks, when you are cradled...
Yeah, please see Appendix A for...
Right. When the ball is cradled and the post above it that is essentially the post for the lower part of the sling, if you do a very quick flip and drop the flipper afterwards, the ball will essentially ricochet off of that post and bounce over to the other flipper. So this is useful for when like you have a shot lit on like the left side of the playfield, but your ball is cradled also on the left flipper, and there's no quick way or safe way to get it over to the right. If you can post pass over, then no problem. You didn't have to make a shot to get control of the ball again.
Yeah, it's a great way to show off too, and be like, I want to shoot that, and then you could show someone real quick. You're like, oh, boom, boom, left flipper, boom, and you shoot that shot, and they're like, what?
It does look
like
sick.
You can do that in pinball. Like, yeah, you can do that in pinball, and then it blows their minds to the point where then they want to like get better.
Yeah, it's impressive enough looking that it encourages people to learn.
Yeah, that's why I really enjoy like at the 9 3/4 being able to engage some people that I could tell are like kind of just get into it and just show them like a handful of things real quick.
Yeah.
And a post pass, like a boom boom successful.
Yeah.
Dude, that just blows their mind, and then you'll see them at the arcade for the rest of the night.
Right, because they're trying to figure out how you did it.
They're like, wait, dude, that's how you can do this? And you're like, yes, that's pinball, baby.
Yep, that's pinball. That's one of the things that keeps us all coming back. Now we're on to what you were talking about, the ski pass or the ski jump.
Before we get to the ski pass?
Yeah.
So it's not quite a post pass, but sometimes I like to do just even like a micro flip. A micro flip so it's like you're not quite hitting the post to flip it to the other side,
right,
but just doing a micro flip to like slide it out to the end of the flipper.
Oh yeah, that's useful too. That's
right,
a good point.
And it's kind of like a post pass is in the timing wise, where it's like a post pass is so quick.
Right.
It's basically a post pass, but a micro flip post pass where it doesn't actually jump. It just rolls out further on the tip of your flipper so that you can actually get a sick, crazy backhand angle.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the way the ball's spinning when you do that, backhand shots become super easy.
Yeah, because you're getting out there, like just shout out Jack Danger for like when I was first getting into pinball, watching him do that on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was just going whap, whap, and getting out to the tip and then just whap, dude, backhand the layer all day. And I was like, oh my God, dude.
The Turtles is definitely one of those games where like the micro flips and serious ball control come in super handy.
Yeah. And just slowing it down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely right. I've been falling in love with that game more and more lately.
Yeah,
it's
like people complain, but it's like as you get better at it, dude.
It's so good.
Yeah,
dude.
You just got to put in some time.
You just have to put in the time.
Yeah. So the next one is
ski pass. We're talking about the ski jump.
Heck yeah.
So this one, folks, is actually
shout out X Games, dude.
Super easy to do, but it is like it's one of those like just it entertains you on that like simian level, right? Like just on that like monkey brain where like you want to just clap every time you do it. So this happens whenever the ball is coming back down the in lane and it's coming with some speed. And you quite literally just hold the flipper up. And on some games, you got to give a little nudge up when the ball's at the tip of the flipper.
I call it like a preloading, preloading your forks.
Exactly. But when the ball's coming down when it's coming down super fast, you hold the flipper up. It will actually just roll right up off the flipper, do a little tiny jump, and go over to the other flipper where you can then cradle. It's a great way to gain control off of a shot when you are going to have to shoot a shot on the same side of a playfield again. Like for example, if you have to hit like a right ramp and the right ramp returns to the right flipper.
Yep.
Well, and you're in some mode where you just have to spam the right ramp.
Yep.
Well, like, what are you going to do, right? So when it comes back down and it's howling fast coming at you, just hold the right flipper up. It'll roll on up, give it a little nudge, it'll jump, and it'll go right over to the left flipper, and you're ready to make that shot again.
Motherfucker.
Yep. It is super handy.
Don't do this on Rush.
No, don't do it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Most other games it works. Yeah. Rush, it's so hard.
Yeah. You can do it off of the left outer in lane on Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But don't do it on the right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, anything, dude. Any of the feeds, if you just hold it up, it's automatically going to jump to the other side.
Yeah, Shadows
it's
like that
It's so
too.
nice, dude.
Yeah,
it's like it just feeds, drops, and then if you just want it there, just ski jump. Boom.
Super handy.
Done.
Super freaking handy.
Yeah, dude, ski jump. I love it. It's such a sick tech.
So the next one we're talking about actually is the alley pass, which is kind of a combination of
like a Schatz?
It's a Schatz. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have to wait till the ball rolls down. It's actually on most machines easiest to do this from a cradle because the ball is moving a little slower.
A little slower.
And if you do it on accident when the ball's going super fast, usually you don't have any control at all, and the ball will actually go up the other in lane and go all over the place. You don't want that. But the alley pass is the ball rolls to the tip of the flipper, and you just give it a little flick, and what will happen is the ball will roll over the other flipper on the other side and go up the inlane a bit, and ideally not go all the way out, and we'll come back down. Technically speaking, though, doesn't matter. It can go up the other inlane, and usually what it'll do when it does that is if it pops out, it will go over that sling and then come back down to that flipper anyways, and you just got to be ready with a pseudo live catch for it.
Yeah.
Alley passing, though, is incredibly handy. Some games, it is like the be-all, end-all, because lighting inlane and out lanes can give you gigantic bonuses in some games. And so if you get this down for those games, you're going to be pretty damn happy.
But
trying to think of
goddamn
a game where
dangerous.
it's really useful. It is dangerous.
It's dangerous if you mess up a little bit. You hit the what you would have passed off of the tip of that slingshot.
Yeah,
and it's just gonna drain you.
Yeah, I have found it pretty useful on Bad Girls actually, from the right to the left.
Yes,
because then I can get it back and I can go for the orbit again, and it's so awesome.
And shout out to whoever it was, ZMac, maybe one of those like high end players. As I tend to do, and again, as probably all of you should do, you go out there and you find some big national tournament, whether it be in disc or some sort. And, if there's a game that you're wanting to work on, fast forward and find that game in that tournament, you know? And so I was wanting to work on Bad Girls. I was like, all right, it's cool. Found Bad Girls in that tournament. Fast forward, and I just watched their play. I watched what they did, watched what they're doing. And dude, they were just hitting that shots nonstop.
Yeah.
Just boom, boom, straight to the orbit, boom. And I was like, oh, I get it. They're just staying away from the middle.
Yeah.
Playing safe as hell.
Yeah.
And it's just so easy to shots on that they can just click it over there and then just let it feed back to the left late and boom, orbit.
Right up the orbit again. Yeah.
And just start stacking. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's a great strat.
It's amazing. Yeah. And just seeing, how they lock that in and utilizing that. Cause I was like, wow, I get it. Like lighting the inlane stuff. But for me, it's like it's the timing thing.
It's out of control.
And it seems very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit easier on that game.
Yeah, some games, I mean, again, all of these things, like some games are really like forgiving. For a lot of this
the
stuff.
Gottlieb flip, right?
Yeah.
It's like a more rounded, thicky boy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's more.
It's a different flipper.
Yeah, it feels like there's a little bit more of a nub to get that angle off of. But like a real sharp looking tip on like a modern stern.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like very little room for air to get it over to roll.
I would agree. Yeah.
And get it over,
Yeah,
it makes it a little more racy.
Yeah, it especially like when you fuck it up, it gets out of control really quick.
And dude, I don't even know if I've ever tried to, but on like Rick and Morty or something.
Yeah.
If we were to botch that on the left or from the right or like just hit the slam bumper.
Yeah.
Dude, if you were to miss that and just bam.
Yeah, that's dangerous as all hell.
Instant death.
Yeah, that would suck. But alley passes or sing is a skill definitely worth learning. Like I said, especially if you're a tournament player, you're gonna come across games where it's a pretty essential move. And one of those things, really, again, separating the novices from the intermediates or pros, definitely something to learn because it's gonna be a tool in your tool chest that like you'll forget about it until you need it, and then or you accidentally do it on a game you're having trouble with, and you'll be like, oh, right. I can use that to get where I need to go.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, I have cradle separation. So,
that's okay. I brought that up a little earlier.
Yeah.
That's what that's considered.
Yeah.
It's called cradle separation, where you just give it a little micro and it rolls out.
Well, you use that for cradle separation. Cradle separations are done in multi-ball. So you have
where you flip the one ball up and over.
Exactly.
And then,
yeah, or more than one, right? So like. Basically, what happens in a multi-ball is you want control, but once you end up cradled, usually you're going to end up with like 2 or 3 balls on one flipper and 1 ball on the other or nothing on the other. Yeah. And you don't want to just fling the balls everywhere, which is what you'll see so many people do.
Yeah.
What you want to do is get control of one of the balls and ideally regain control of the other 1 or 2 that you have cradled as well. So this technique essentially involves, like what you said, it's basically a micro flip.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is it will just kind of toss the balls or ball on top of the one you're actually interested in up a little bit, giving you just enough time to aim or shots or whatever with the ball that you're trying to use for for scoring.
Yeah, and then gain control of the other two. Or
Yeah, because once they come back down,
Yeah,
they're usually a little bit soft landing, so you can try and contain them.
Oh, I love that.
We're
getting into advanced techs here.
Yep, but I would say though, look, when I wanted to learn cradle separations, because I saw people doing them in videos online, and they make it look so easy, and I was just I got to learn this shit. I spent an entire day just doing that when I had Jaws.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I did, because it's such a useful technique.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's just like, and then if you want to practice, just in general, just go grab some balls and go juggle outside.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Because it's straight up. If you look at a pinball, when you're
same technique.
A multi-ball separation, and you're just separating the balls so they don't interfere with each other, you're basically just juggling.
That's it. Yep.
It's all timing and stuff. Yeah, that's a really good suggestion. Though I like that.
Yeah, again, like we're saying, if you have a free play arcade anywhere near you, or you're in the Bay Area and you want to come back down by 9 3/4 or Lynn's, just spend a day doing it. It's not going to, once you're there,
free play.
Yeah, if they're on free play, it's not going to cost you anything except your admission.
Fuck yeah.
And you'll leave now knowing a skill that's going to make you just a freaking boss at your next league or tournament.
And let's shout out Flipper Room, Concord, California, dude. I just looked at their what is it on Pin Maps?
Pin Maps, yeah.
Their lineup. Oh my god.
Oh really?
Dude, you guys are killing it. Shout out Chonger and Zach and whoever else is up there. I feel like a pile of fucking donkey balls right now, but I've never been there.
Yeah.
And they've come down so many times.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm like, dude, they've got the lineup and a half. I think they might have a Winchester mystery. Because we were just talking about that. We're like, like, this is California, baby.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have some cool news to report on Winchester Mystery House next time. But
the haunting is real.
The haunting is real.
It could just be in your mind, but it's still real.
It's still real. Next up is nudging. So this one's pretty easy. I know everyone already understands what it is, but it's literally shaking the machine to usually prevent a drain, but sometimes also make something else happen on the playfield.
Yeah.
Nudging is the one thing you cannot just directly teach.
Yeah.
Because it's conceptual as well as physical. So like you'll figure it. It's different it's completely different on a per game basis, right? Like why you're nudging, when you're not nudging. There are games that respond really well to nudging for the outlanes, right? Like once you get nudging down, you can do a lot of outlane saving with some nudging.
Oh, dude, fully off the sidewalls.
Yep.
Yeah.
And whatever post or rubber there is there, you can.
Yeah, and that it takes a lot of foresight as well.
Oh, it does. You got to know where the ball's going and why it's going there and why you don't want it to go there.
Yeah, I like to hit enough the top of the things, top of the things, to give it one more extra little bounce up.
Yeah. The other thing is you can nudge machines without setting off tilt warnings.
A Z-axis nudge with your knee.
Right. For example, I have the tilt bob on Ghostbusters that's super tight.
Yeah.
But I nudge the shit out of the thing, and I almost never get tilt warnings. It's just because
you have an anti-nudge.
Yeah. And you don't need that much force.
Oscillation frequencies, dude.
Yep. The important thing I will say to people trying to learn more about nudging is that nudging does not move the ball.
Yeah.
People think it moves the ball, but it does not.
Nudging
moves the play field under the ball.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to nudge and figure out, well, why isn't the ball going to where you want? It's because, well, you're not bringing the ball to the post.
Yeah.
You're bringing the post to the ball. You're not bringing Muhammad to the mountain. You're bringing the mountain to Muhammad.
Yeah,
and so you gotta just spend some time practicing.
Yeah, take a pizza box that we were talking about earlier. You put a pinball on top of it and you just slap that box.
Exactly.
See what happens.
Yep.
It's gonna stay. It's like some physics magic trick.
Yep. If you do that, please take a recording of it and send it to insearchofhighscores@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to feature you and your pizza box and your balls as much as possible.
Dude, I love it. Because then there's a reason, there's a reason for this. This is why the pinball mag of all time is called Nudge Magazine.
Yeah.
Shout out Nudge Magazine. You guys are absolutely ripping in my eyes. I love everything you do.
Yep.
But there's a reason, dude. Nudging is so important. And it's such people are like, oh, aren't you cheating? You're cheating.
I've heard that too.
Don't do that. You're like, no. Check it, dude. This is the tilt mechanism is the game's one ability it has to defend itself against some fucking derelicts out there, And it's like some guy's just like, oh, like, oh, no. It's going to tell you it doesn't like it.
Right.
It's safe word or whatever.
Yep.
Avocado.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Predator.
Yeah. Anyway, for me, I was so nervous to do it because again, it's like, dude, fuck, these things are so expensive. I don't want to really ratchet on it. But at Lynn's, they had an Evel Knievel, and for a little bit, someone was like, "There's no tilt bob on this thing." I was like, "Oh my god, really?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Just do it, just do it." I'm like, "I don't want to do it." They're like, "Just do it." Dude, I just drank a couple beers real quick. Dude, I was sliding that thing left and right and just like, oh my God, look at WAP. It's just, you don't even flip, dude. You just move the game.
Yeah, you can.
And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's how effective that is. Then you have to realize you can't do that once the game's tight as fuck.
Yeah, because,
right?
You're not gonna be able to do it.
But for me to break the initial ice.
Right, yeah.
And really experience what that technique has to offer.
Yeah.
It took me to being on a game with no tilt mechanism.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like just sliding the game, like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You know?
I will also say nudging is probably the most frustrating skill to learn because you will think you have it down a million times and then be proven wrong almost immediately afterwards. There is such a thing as over nudging, and I don't mean getting a tilt warning.
Yes.
I mean nudging yourself
just too
into
much.
a drain.
It's like panic flipping or just over flipping.
It's the same thing.
Oh my God, is that the most? Dude, like I just nudged that ball into the
into the damn drain. Yeah, I know. It's like that happens so much when you're learning.
Yeah, panic flipping, panic nudging.
It's the same.
I feel like that's what I do. I'm a big panic nudger.
I'm guilty of that too.
I gotta participate. Like,
I'm most guilty. There's certain games too where I'm most guilty of it, like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, dude,
I will nudge myself into a drain or into the outlane so much. Like
Jurassic Park for me. I panic nudge the shit out of that thing, dude. Because it's like the game is so frantic the way we have it set up right now with the super bands.
So much harder.
The super bands on that thing, dude. It's amazing. It's whap 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 whap. But then I'm like, oh my God, and I'm just panic nudge, and all of a sudden just in the outlane. I'm like, I just bumped it there. I just watched what I did.
Right, yeah, no, you know you did it the moment you do it too.
You're watching
that's the
that
saddest
trajectory.
part. It's all you and you know it.
You did that.
Similar to nudging, next up is the slap save. Now, this is a favorite of mine.
Yeah, please don't have rings on your hands when you do this, folks.
Yeah, you know, be nice to the machine.
It's loud as fuck, and it just makes my heart hurt.
Yeah. But, you know, if you do it with an open hand or a gloved hand and you're respectful of the machine, this is useful when the ball is headed right down the middle, but it's almost to the tip of the flipper, and you knew if you had just like an extra, like a little bit of extra rubber on the flipper or
16th.
Like thicker coat of paint on the damn thing,
thicker coat of paint.
Right? You could actually hit it.
Thousandths of an inch here, folks.
Right. So, and what you're doing then is you're basically just slapping the flipper button with a bit of force, not so much that you're gonna cause a tilt warning or a tilt.
It's like an open-handed open finger slap kind of, or cup your hand a little bit.
Just a quick one, bam. And what happens is that again will move the play field just enough to get under the ball, and you're not going to be in control once you do that. I've slap saved myself into draining.
It's like a Hail Mary.
Yeah,
you want that 50-yard pass, dude.
100%.
Yeah. And shout out KJ, dude, Kevin Johnston and Morgan Lewis.
Yeah.
They got some fucking slap slaves.
Oh man, yeah.
On tap, dude. I watched them this last league night, and I was like, Kevin Johnson, got it.
He's tall enough though and big enough so when he slaps it though, he's got some actual force behind it.
Yeah. And shout out Tiny Jess, the dark pony. Just coming in last night, the other night for really just shaking the night up, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, she like ruined the perfect night for Quinn show.
Absolutely. Yeah,
pony.
Dude, we got a good community here, man.
Yeah. Santa Cruz, California.
And last on my list is the death save. And this is when the ball goes out of one of the outlanes.
Yeah, that who should not be named.
Right. And it's going so fast that when it hits the plastic around the drain, it actually bounces back up enough to land on one of the flippers, usually requiring a fairly forceful forward nudge on the machine once it hits. It can also be done straight down the middle, like if it's going, but not necessarily straight.
Yeah, that's
an
accident though.
Yeah.
Versus like, I've seen the purposeful ones.
The
right?
death save,
it's like the one rule in pinball.
Right.
You can't do that, folks.
The death save out of the out lane, though, is
So sick.
It's very sick when it happens. I have found recently that James Bond is a great machine for it. The left out lane, rather, balls will go down there so fast that you can nudge it back up on.
Wait, what? From the left out lane?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I've only thought it was off the right, and then it rolls towards the perpendicular, and then you go whap whap.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, right out lane.
Oh, okay,
It's the
okay. I
right
was like,
out
dude, a
lane. You're
left
right.
out lane?
Yeah.
That'd be
What I
nuts.
was thinking is the left flipper, because
Oh yeah, left
flipper.
flipper. Yeah. It has to.
But no, it'll go so fast down the right out lane.
Yeah.
It'll hit the plastic and then bounce up, and you can get the flipper on it if you either. Sometimes it'll happen by accident. And you'll feel like just lucky, but you can cause it though, folks. If you death save, you see the ball coming, you know it's going fast. If you nudge forward right at that right moment, it'll send the ball halfway up the playfield sometimes. So it's something you can learn. Not something you should spend a whole lot of time on.
Yeah.
I would say, nudging.
Don't do it on camera because you're getting called out.
Right. I would say nudging, dead flips, and cradle separations, live catches. Those are the things to spend your time on because those will actually make you a better player.
And also just hand speed, dude. Just work on your hand-eye coordination.
Yep.
One of my favorite hand-eye coordinations, I forget the guy, but you stand on top of like a yoga ball, and it has like PVCs that are like red, green, and blue, and you have someone throw it to you, left or right hand, and you have to try to grab it with your hand. And so it's like just opening your eyes and your speed, and so you're trying to get the color and the hand at which they call out.
Oh, wow. That's a great exercise.
Dude, it's a pretty sick one. It's a pretty sick one.
Is that for like a specific sport or what?
Well, that's just for hands.
Gotcha.
No, but that was like I think he was a receiver for the Seahawks or something in football.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
But I have a game here, or not here. We're not here. We're there. A 9 3/4 portal. The hot hoops. The hot hoops game with the basketball thing.
Yeah.
So what's really sick is once you play that for a little bit, you realize because you're shooting off a catapult into a little hoop trying to make baskets.
Yeah.
If you miss the basket, the ball's going to bounce.
Yeah.
The faster you can get your hand on the ball and reload the catapult and shoot again.
Sure.
So really that whole game is all about just hand-eye coordination and speed.
Yeah.
Right? And so really fundamentally that, like, if you can build that just in yourself, then you can start to really like slow down the pinball. Like, visually, like start to look for the rotations, see the English that the ball has on it.
You're not wrong. There's also one of the things people probably know what I'm talking
Mushrooms.
about. Right. One of the things that's really interesting is, and there's actually a study that was recently published on all this that I found illuminating, but people will probably be familiar with this kind of concept where you'll spend a lot of time grinding on something to learn it, and you'll feel like you made progress, but you did not actually accomplish what you set out to do.
Yes.
But then you take a break.
Or go to sleep.
Right. And
do it right before bed.
When you go back to do it again, all of the sudden, you have figured it out.
Yep.
And they found out that's because there is a section of your brain that actually untangles your goals, what you were trying to accomplish while you were doing it.
Yes.
And your subconscious will actually start putting together the pieces of the puzzle without you even consciously thinking about it. And pinball has a lot of that, at least for me.
So much of that.
I'll play a lot and I'll be like, I didn't quite get what I was doing. And then next time I go and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it again. And all of a sudden I just know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that, it's not unique to pinball. I'm sure listeners have experienced it in many facets of life.
Skateboarding, that's huge in skateboarding.
But it's very useful. Very useful technique. Take a break, guys.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a eureka moment unless you take a bath.
And shout out Lynn's Arcade, dude, because they offer a beautiful venue to do that sort of a thing, right?
Absolutely.
When I used to go down there with my notes of like, I need to do this game and this game and this game.
Yeah.
I would have specific like study notes that I was like training on games.
Yeah.
Dude, they have insane EMs, dude. So then I'm like, I'm not hitting the shot. My timing's off right now.
Yeah.
Go play like Old Chicago or Surf Champ. Or
100%.
Or like, just a real floaty game.
Yeah.
Just to just get myself out of like where I was just at, just boom, 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 but still kind of hanging out. And then I go back and try to go hit the shot, like whatever Demolition Man or something, trying to hit like those combos. Yeah. And all of a sudden I just get it.
All of a sudden you're doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's really nice to just change of pace and like mental trajectory, and then all of a sudden allow that to kind of like sink in. And
it's a pretty cool thing.
Pinball is a cool thing, huh?
It really is. Finally, we want to congratulate the winners of our holiday giveaway. Joe, George, and Dave. congratulations on winning one of our amazing prize boxes, sponsored, of course, by Marco Specialties. We really appreciate your support and listening to the show. Joe is actually in the 9 3/4 league, so we saved a little money on shipping on that one.
Shout out, Joe.
I was actually shocked, I say, that the other winners were all over the United States. I thought our audience was likely just, the Bay Area, most of the people in our backyard. But thanks to all of you lovely people, we've got some penetration.
Yeah.
And for those of you who didn't win, keep listening, because you never know when we're going to start giving stuff away again. Okay, it could be any
Date
time.
nights. I love it.
All right, here's where you can find us. I'm Midlife Arcade at YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, freaking Gmail. You can find me anywhere you want. I stream pinball every week. Well, most weeks. I've actually taken a couple of weeks off because I'm moving, folks, but I'll be back very, very soon. And mostly it's Mondays, but also many days in between when the mood strikes me. But, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. If you want to find Dean, get your ass over to 9 3/4 in SoCal, California. Tuesday nights is League. Come sign up and play. What are you doing?
Yeah, Tuesday nights we're doing League. Right now, I'm just taking a couple moments just to recalibrate my trajectory. My real mission here in pinball is to be able to produce my own pinball machines, and I come at it from more of an artistic perspective.
Yeah.
And as a single owner operator, tragically, we lost my business partner.
Yeah.
It's been really difficult. Scrubbing the floors, dusting the places, cleaning the games, fixing the games, and then opening the doors and smiling and doing all the things. So I'm like, dude, I need to figure out how to get back on my trajectory. So I want to keep the arcade running and functioning properly, but I also really need my body and my mind to coordinate with me.
100%.
So yeah, I'm just I just need a little bit of time. So I think we're just gonna cut it to just Tuesdays. If you guys want to come out and rip some games, obviously the free play.
That's where it's at, anyways.
But yeah, if you want to, I don't know, if you want to engage with me as a person, thoughts on creative living. That's kind of my art shit.
Yep.
Feel free to tap in. Instagram is really cool too because I think it links the 9 3/4 account with it. So
yeah,
9 3/4 portal. Yeah. I'm always down to talk pinball, philosophy, marine biology, whatever you want, dude.
Sounds good to me. You can also reach kind of both of us at insearchofhighscores@gmail.com or our Facebook page, which is, just facebook.com. I think it's /Modern Man in Search of High Scores, or just do a search.
A sick email
We're
address.
on there. We're starting
in search of high scores @gmail.com.
Yeah, in search of high scores.
That's a sick email.
Yeah, I'm glad we got it.
No way.
I tried to keep it as short as possible because the name of the show is so
Dude,
damn
but
long.
in search of high scores, that's just in general a radical
right.
thing.
It's a pretty good thing. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, shout out to Larry just for keeping this ripping and getting us in, the podcast realm. This is a fun outlet.
We're going to keep it going. But until next time, as always, this is Lawrence Adams and Dean Robley saying, may all your scores be high and may all your balls be extra. We'll see you next time.